As we've been saying, we're going to be doing a panel discussion on millennials. And of course, here at National Action Network, we are so fortunate to have millennials who are part of that generation involved in what's happening here at the National Action Network. And we're going to have a terrific panel today.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brandon Robinson. I'm a sports and entertainment writer. You've seen my work in The Source magazine, Ebony magazine, Jet, and more, AM New York as well. It's an honor to be here. I'm a millennial, but like my buddy over here, I also am an old soul. I believe that each one is very important, and I think as much as we have technology, as much as we have access, we're selfish. I think that, where we're always about ourselves and we're always just self-involved, I think that the people have lost the ability to actually communicate. I think when you have functions like this, I really felt like I was 5 years old in church, and with a bow tie on. I have one on today. But I feel like community, we've lost that. The community of church, we've lost the community. I was blessed. I had uncles, I had, aunts, I had, my family, extended family that were able to mentor me. Everybody doesn't have that accessibility. And I think as much as we have access and as much as we have status, as much as it's cool to talk about it, it starts in your community and it grows. So I think I would encourage everybody, myself, I believe in practice what you post if you're on social media. And I believe that if we continue to do things as it is, we'll never seek progress. So I would encourage everybody, like I do myself, to just be focused on community.
All right. So we've heard a little bit from all of you now and got a little bit of your background. So let's, in a way, try to jump into it. Millennial young black men are killing each other every day. How do we, as a generation, begin to address that and affect that?
First of all, everybody's angry. I think, when you look at the socioeconomic status of the way things are right now, you look at the American dream, we're promised, well, I don't want to say 40 acres and a mule, but you're promised you go to school, you get a job. That's a lie. It's about how you hustle. The old proverb, you teach a person to fish, they'll be able to live a lifetime versus, you fish for somebody, they'll always come back. I think that most importantly, I think people have to develop skills. Education is important, but it's the balance of both. But people are mad. They don't have money. They're broke. They're promised certain things. They're not getting them. So what do? You rob, you steal, you kill. It doesn't make it right, but people are angry, and we need to talk about those problems rather than just going on as usual.
All right, that's a good point, and as we go down the line, let's pick up on that. So you're angry, so you rob and steal and do this, but how does that affect the lives that your generation will lead and the conditions that your generation will live under? All right, Brandon?
I think a deeper rooted issue with all of us is we don't love ourselves. I feel like we should stop hating each other. At the end of the day, I'm going to be real topical right now. Drake and Meek Mill. Hip-hop music. I write about hip-hop. I write about sports. It's in the music. It's in media. You have to be responsible in what you do. As much as people want to say it's just people, it's fuel from somewhere. If you watch a movie, or, for example, if there's any athletes here, if you're listening to a DMX song, you're getting pumped for a game. You listen to hate, you're going to hate. And it goes in one ear, it comes out the other way. It has to come out somewhere. So I feel at the end of the day, number one, we have to love each other. Tell each other that we love each other. Tell each other that you matter. Black Lives Matter, hashtag, like she said, is cool, but are you practicing what you're saying? Not just down for the cause because it sounds cool.
Right.
I think in a nutshell, what you're saying, it wraps into, the higher you go up on the elevator, it's your responsibility to send it back down. And I think that, a lot of times, particularly when you touched on a little bit, you talked about identity. I think the model of what black folks is now doesn't apply, or rather what it was in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. It's not what it is now. We're fighting injustice, but we're fighting a different injustice. We're not wearing afros and saying black power. We're fighting ourselves, but we're also fighting people that are not of color. It's like, who do you trust? We don't trust people, and I think the identity of what black means is so different. In the 60s or the 70s, where you had after the riots, you had the black people who moved to the suburbs. The people who moved to the suburbs, their identity of what black means is different. So it's black, I think the show Blackish, it definitely touches on what it means to be black from different avenues. I think we're not united because we're so different. But if we're actually understanding of each other and each other's culture, like you said, the Jews don't fight. The Italians, they don't go against each other. They spend money in the community. When we buy wings and fried rice, we're not putting money into the community. We're putting money into other people. So I just think it all starts with understanding each other first. We could sit and talk and have wings and fried rice, but at the end of the day, like I said from the beginning, it starts with community.